You know, I was thinking it would get up to about 330, 335 maybe, because nobody knows how to seasonally adjust on a weekly basis, especially when Thanksgiving has the latest it can possibly be. So this is kind of an odd number. Let's wait a week or two. And also, if you looked at the 296 that we had the previous week and you adjusted for the labor force, it was the lowest that we've ever seen. Claims per size of the labor force. That made no sense given job growth. So I think we're getting to something in the normal range of around 320, 330 on claims. That's about a 200,000 or a little bit more on job growth. It's all coming together. Next week, they say they like the trends that are going on. They want to see that they're sustained. I think they'll give some hints that if this is sustained in the early part of next year, they'll be willing to taper. I don't think they'll start even in January. I still have March.
Well, what we're seeing is those who have money are really spending. A lot of that is residual from the pickup in home sales that we saw over the summer, which have now declined. So we don't know how sustainable it is, but it does mean jobs. It's one of the reasons we saw manufacturing and construction jobs in the month of November as well. So that's positive news for the Fed. The more traditional holiday retailers, though, that spending was just horrific, which, department stores, clothing sales actually down, even online retailers not doing as well. And so those traditional holiday retailers, you understand the split here, where you've got, auto dealers doing great, and on the other side of it, furniture trying to see some comeback, but the traditional department stores, the promotions, the retailers are really nervous this holiday season, and they have good reason, because when you look at traditional holiday sales, they were not there in this report. The interesting issue on wealth effects is the top 7% of Americans, top 7% of income earners are actually doing better than they were prior to the crisis and after the crisis. They've regained their wealth and have done better. The bottom 93% has not.
Well, there are two factors that provide a level of protection for emerging markets. First of all, if we look at the fixed income markets, they're starting to understand that we're talking about a tapering in terms of a wind down and not a withdrawal, which means the markets are pricing in for rates to be lower for longer, and we're less likely to see a spike in bond yields. And what this means is that the Fed will be more confident that it's less likely to impact growth or restrict emerging market access to capital for investing in infrastructure. So in that respect, they're slightly more protected. And also on the equities side, a lot of the hot money has already left the markets because of the last time that the markets got spooked that the Fed was about to taper. What we would say is that the emerging markets that are struggling with deficits are going to be laggards, so that's the likes of Turkey, etc. Also, markets like Brazil, where there's a lack of a catalyst, could also lag the markets. But where we're looking for instead is we've actually turned positive on India for, the first time in quite a long while, because the elections that are coming up next year provide a positive catalyst and a lot of positive sentiment that will come out there. And obviously in terms of China, they're opening up for business. So there's going to be a lot of positive news flow that's coming out of an area that's significantly underperformed so far.